Radio. Raheem here with David BENAVIDEZ. You are at 168 pounds, man, which there's a lot of heavy hitters there. There's a lot of things you can do in this division, but what you want to do is beat a guy again that you already beat. Why?
You know, it was just a close fight. It was a great fight, you know what I mean? And Mayweather asked for the fight, you know, to give him a rematch. And I feel like I had a little chip on my shoulder, man. A lot of people think he won. I feel like I won the fight clearly, but you know, the stakes are higher, the venue's bigger. It's gonna be a war.
You said Mayweather asked for the fight. Did that influence your decision to actually take the fight?
Yeah, you know, it just made it a little bit more, you know, like, yeah, let's do it. You know, we had agreed for the rematch right after the fight. Their team came into my room and they're just talking a whole lot, you know what I mean? And they just been talking so much on the internet, man. So I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna take care of business, and then I'm gonna let them know who the real champion really is.
I mean, you're a young champion, a young man, 19 fights, no losses. How much does somebody jawing at you on the internet or coming even, I guess right after the fight, sounded like talking a little bit of trash even in your own locker room, how much does that bother you? Is that motivation? Is it irritation?
You know, it's a little bit of both. You know, when I use this anger, I've been using this anger in my training camp just to fuel me every day. I do a little bit more every day, just to make sure I knock them out. You know what I mean? It adds a little bit more fire to the flame. But it's just that just hearing them talking. If I don't shut them up now, they're gonna keep talking. So you know what I mean? I'm gonna take care of this problem now before time goes by.
Now, obviously, a late knockdown might give an opponent some confidence. Feels like, oh, if I had one more round, if I had a little bit more time, whatnot, maybe I would have won. I would have beat him, would have knocked him out. What does it do for you or to you to know that, you know, you're winning the fight, and all of a sudden you're on the canvas? Is that something that gives you a pause? Like, hey, like I've got to work on something here, or is it something that you feel is just a fluke?
You know, I feel like it was just a fluke, but still, I can't be making those types of errors. You know, so it made me a little bit more wise. But you know, it fueled it up a little bit. I think if he would have never dropped me in the last round, then you know they wouldn't have made a big deal out of it. But they're making such a big deal out of it that, you know, I got to go in there and I got to take him out.
Again, at 168, there's a tournament going on with some pretty heavy guys. You know, there are other belts out there that could be unified. Did you consider getting into that tournament, and are you looking at who prevails as a possible opponent?
Yeah, you know, I'm paying very close attention to that tournament. There's a lot of great fighters, and there's a big chance of me, you know, fighting one of them. And just, you know, overall boxing, just bringing that excitement back to boxing. You know, I feel like, you know, it's a great year for Team BENAVIDEZ. The years following, I'm gonna give the fans, you know, what they want to see in these great fights. And you know, it's a privilege to finally become a champion and have the action to give the fans the fights they've been wanting to see.
Sitting back and watching, who would you put your money on to win the competition at 168, the World Series of Boxing?
There's the last, you know, it's up for grabs. It's either Earbanks, George Groves, or Callum Smith. They're all great fighters. They're all great fighters. You know what I mean? It's really up to them. You know.
Would you pick one? Do you think one of these guys is better than the other? Who's got like the edge if you had to put some money on it?
I don't know, man. They're all veterans. They're all great. You know what I mean? Callum Smith, I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know, bro. The veteran is George Groves, so maybe he could use that to his advantage, but as for picking, I'm not going to pick nobody.
Assuming that you are successful against Gavril and you're in line for whoever wins this tournament, who would you like to fight?
You know, they're all from England, right?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah,
you know,
that sounds right.
As long as, I don't know, I would love to fight Colin Smith or Chris Earbanks in England. You know, the boxing is huge out there, you know, so it's been my dream to go out there and fight, so I would love to fight them.
Talk to me about your family connection. A lot of fighters have their dads in their corners, you know, siblings around. What's your camp like? What kind of environment is David BENAVIDEZ in the gym?
You know, my whole camp, you know, is people I've been around since I was little kids. You know, my dad's assistant trainer, Carlos Alvarez. I've known him since I was 7 years old. My brother's training with me. My dad trains me. You know, it's sort of a family, you know what I mean? We have great connection, we have great communication skills, you know what I mean? It's just a great bond. and it's just an honor, and it's a great feeling to make it literally start from the bottom with them, and then go to the top. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing.
It's early 2018. You have this rematch coming, and the whole year ahead of you. You're on a lot of people's minds, on the tip of some people's tongues. What would this year look like for you? Best case scenario, perfect world. How does 2018 go for David Benavidez?
You know, still a remaining champion. You know what I mean? When I win this fight, hopefully I'll fight 2 more times in the year, maybe 4. You know, it's just we have to see how things play out, and I'm ready for anything. I'm ready to defend my title and become a great boxer. And
lastly, David, what is Ronald Gavril going to learn in the rematch that he didn't find out in the first fight? What is it, the message that he's going to get?
He's going to learn how to retire. He's going to learn how to get knocked out.
Radio Raheem with David Benavidez. Good luck, man. Good to see you work. Pleasure to talk to you. Radio Raheem with David Benavidez.